How are you today? Well, some of us are feeling a little bit worse for wear because, as always with Petzl rock trips, it can be a challenge to survive the evening's festivities. But never mind, there's climbing to be done, and here we are in the beautiful village of Manikia. It's this really quiet, traditional Greek town. We've got the base camp over the back there where all the climbers are staying. And it's a huge priority for Petzl to develop climbing tourism in a sustainable way. And what that means is interacting with the local people, involving them in development, and also not putting pressure on the land. And the local people really have been involved in the Manikia project, and they've come out to say hello today. Kalimera, 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 Faristo. And we've got a really exciting programme for you today, and I'll tell you some more now. So what's coming up in today's programme? Then we're going to show you the Daily Dispatch, which is the selection of the best moments and best images from the day's climbing. After, we're going to be going on an amazing adventure with Nina Caprez and Cedric Lachat, and they're going to be showing you the Manikia Cave, so don't miss that. It's a really amazing natural feature. After that, I'll be going into the hanging interview room with Charlotte Durif, and I'll be asking her about some of her bolting adventures across the globe. Then we'll see a video on how to place bolt anchors, showing you the essential tech tips. Next, we're going to be meeting some of the people from Manikia village and finding out more about how they got involved in the Manikia project, and we'll be showing you a special film about that too. And finally, well, as I was saying, it was a bit of a party last night, and we're going to be showing you some clips from that. I just hope there's no footage of me. I can't watch. And now let's watch the Daily Dispatch.
So now it's day 2 of the rock trip, so I'm preparing my eggs to have enough protein to get through the day.
Come here, we got into the train and I realized that I forgot our tent. I didn't have a tent, so I bought this hammock for 20 euros. Oh, I feel great. Oh, I sleep very well. I had the worst sleep of my life tonight here in my hammock. I look so stupid because I'm wearing the fleece and these trousers, and it's like 20 Celsius.
Slept on the portalite last night, so we're a bit yeah. We almost fell. So. Yeah. The view was amazing, but we didn't sleep very well.
I'm very excited. A little bit scared.
Voilà, doucement. Et tu t'allonges. Ok. Doucement, doucement, doucement. Fini. Ok. Here we are.
So well, let's get started.
Today we're gonna climb a 5 pitch route, actually up to 6B. It's on that pillar here.
Yeah. Okay, watch me.
Yeah. I got you.
This was fun.
Are you coming back for the red point?
Yeah. That section, man. I need to go to that left. Chris Sharma screams. She's like,
Yeah.
power scream. Oh!
Struggling, feel like giving it right now. I pray for you, pray that you come back home. I pray that you understand that you're never alone. I pray for the single mothers and the
your recipe to be strong?
Man, I'm supposed to be a vegetarian. And for your daily intake of omega-3, right, Mr. Anchor? Is this a legit diet?
Moi je grimpe plus, on a plus de corde, plus de dégaine. On a tout mis dans la voie.
Starling.
And then you guys are strong guys, huh? You train 3 times a week?
Yeah.
Come on, 7, 8 today, on site.
Climbing together. This is the first day.
Help me up. Oh. So this is the show bag that I got 10 years ago in Argentina, in Piedra Parada, in the rock trip that I went. And the nice thing about it is that also all the athletes from Petzl sign it. And here's Steve, which he gave us the clinic yesterday, which also was nice.
Et ben là, on est au dernier secteur ouvert de Manica qui s'appelle Metaverse. Il y a 2 lignes actuellement. Une grande voie qu'on a ouverte avec Emric, là, et une queen qui vaut à peu près 8C à gauche là-bas. Et on va aller essayer cette belle longueur qui fait 35-40 mètres avec des colos à gogo.
Putain. Ah, pas con.
Putain. Ok.
Dément. Putain.
C'est rigolo.
Mais tu peux le faire avec mes dents, elles sont si blanches.
Bah on comparera à la balance de blanc.
Marco, tu lui donnes ça, il te prend, mais déjà il a essayé de me tuer. Ça va jusque là quoi.
Le Haut-Savoyard, il en a marre de la chaleur. Demain, je ne fais rien du tout.
Ah bah, demain, tu vas vomir. Ah, c'est dur la vie, hein.
I was in a clinic. Yes, beginner multi-pitch. It was incredibly nice.
Allez, t'es fort. Allez.
Non! Fuck! Putain, j'ai lâché le truc là. Fais chier.
C'est le talon que t'as pas gainé, non?
Putain, j'y ai pas cru là. Ah, fais chier. Ah. Putain, je suis deg là. Ah. Je sais pas, je l'ai pas vu en même temps, tu vois.
De quoi?
Je la voyais pas la prise. J'ai tapé.
Ouais, là t'étais le cul très en arrière.
Après, j'étais quand même gainé, hein.
Ouais, mais beaucoup moins que tout à l'heure. Hein.
Et ouais, mais surtout que je voyais rien, quoi.
Là, t'avais quasi le cul dans la caravane là-bas. Hein.
Fais chier là. Pourquoi il fait nuit là?
Dis la réalité, Simon.
Non. Moi, je
que
veux
tu
pas
vois
voir
hier.
la réalité en face, mec. C'est l'esthétisme qui m'intéresse.
Vu comment tu grimpes tout droit dans le pentu, l'esthétisme.
Il y a une façon de faire les choses dans la vie, tu vois. Wouh! Ah! 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 Je vois plus les prises, Benjamin. Ah! Ah!
Ok Ben, alors attention.
J'en ai ravalé tout ce que je pouvais.
Enculé. Enculé.
Ça va le faire, ça va le faire.
Yes. Wow! Ah putain, j'ai pas fait la cour! Mais je suis quand même heureux. Holy shit, dude!
Comment tu veux qu'on s'y prenne?
Je sais pas.
Je te dépose en bas et je te réassure que
tu peux me déposer au camp direct ou pas?
Non, ça je peux pas.
C'est sur des échecs qu'on est le plus heureux peut-être, hein, je sais pas. Non, je suis heureux. Je vais pouvoir passer ma dernière soirée là, m'apaiser. Il est là le base camp, il nous attend.
Nice, see you later.
Okay, let's go caving with Nina and Cedric.
Un des gouffres a un développement de 1000 mètres et puis une profondeur de 350 mètres. C'est la rivière qui entre dans un très grand système et c'est vraiment très,
qui rentre dedans.
beau. Ouais.
Je sais pas trop où on va pour l'instant, on fait de la balade dans la forêt comme en France alors qu'on est en Grèce. Là en bas il y a une belle petite rivière, ça veut dire... En fait j'en sais rien ce que ça veut dire, on va voir.
Il y a des chauves-souris, alors peut-être qu'au mois de mai il faudra être un peu tranquille dans la caverne.
Il nous engraisse le grec. Tous les soirs, on mange, on mange, on mange, on mange et on mange encore. Alors on grimpe un peu, on met 2-3 boujons, mais on mange quand même beaucoup.
So here we are again in the hanging interview room, and my next guest is one of the most versatile climbers out there. She dominated in competitions and won 6 world titles and 17 nationals, and then went on to achieve some of the hardest sport grades on the crag. And then after that, she switched direction and got into expeditions, and in particular bolting and equipping new routes. I am of course talking about Charlotte de Rive. Hi Charlotte.
Hi, nice to see you.
Yeah, are you enjoying this nice comfortable position?
It's perfect, I love it, just hanging on the ropes.
Yeah.
That's my spot.
I know, and how's the rock trip been going so far?
It's been very fun. It's been very nice to just gather with everybody again after such a long time off, and yeah, looking forward for everything happening and the parties and videos and yeah.
Yeah, there's a real team spirit building here now, isn't there? Yeah, for sure. Okay, so of course I mainly want to talk to Charlotte about equipping new routes, because that's such a central part of the Petzl rock trip, and we've all been out like equipping routes on the crags, and she has so much experience in that field. But Charlotte, I can't resist just talking to you a little bit about your competition career first. And was there a point when you realised that you might have the potential to win World Cups? Is it a dream that you kind of put out of your head and you just focused on your preparation, or did your coaches tell you that you were in with a good chance?
So my coach was my dad.
Oh.
So he was very confident that I'm able to do great things in competitions, which I did in youth. And when I entered in senior, I actually had some great results right away. So I kind of just did my thing, honestly. I never was like, oh, I dream of this. And the only time I actually put myself some goals, it didn't go well. So
All right.
yeah, I kept just climbing and see what happens.
Slightly more chilled approach. So you won a series of World Cups, and then you took a little break. Well, it wasn't so much a break, it was a climbing trip to the States, wasn't it? And I think you were out there for nearly a year. You really got back into bouldering, but you weren't quite ready to make an exit from comps just then. I think you were gathering up some motivation because you wanted to go back and compete in the combined, and you ended up winning that event. What I'm interested to know though is, could you feel that you were coming towards the end of your competition career at that point? Did you kind of know that the combined was going to be the final chapter?
It was going to be, actually. I was ready for it, but then they planned the next World Championships 2 years later in Paris, in Bercy, and I've been to some events there, and they're amazing. So I was like, oh, I want to finish my career like in 2 years at that comp. I think it was a mistake. It was just, I just pushed it too much, because like inside me, I was like ready to be done. But no regrets. I'm still glad I went all in.
So, I mean, it really comes as no surprise to me that after that period in your life, you probably needed to switch to something that was a bit more chilled, and you naturally kind of moved into adventurous, like exploratory trips. And you've bolted routes all over the world. I mean, starting with more popular places, I guess, such as Greece, Kipparissi, slightly further afield, Peru, and then some really like
French
extraordinary
Polynesia.
Places like French Polynesia. I mean, Nevada. Like you've really been off the beaten track. I mean, did that just feel like the perfect solution for you? Because you made a statement that after you'd kind of won the combined event, that you did want to just change direction and go and explore, and it seems like you certainly did that. When did you, on those exploratory trips, when did you first pick up a drill and place a bowl?
It was actually, so like everything kind of happened at the same time, which I think was a great thing. I did my last competition, and 2 months later I was going on a climbing trip with the French Alpine Club, and it was a bolting trip. So it was actually the first time I actually bolted a route with like a drill.
Yeah.
And it was with my friend Mathieu Bouillou, a French guy from the Alps who have been climbing a lot of routes off, and I've been like looking after him. And bolting was literally love at first sight. It was just like, oh, okay, I get it. It is so physical, and like you have to put your climbing on the side most of the time, because like bolting a route, in my experience so far, it's like it takes like 2 days to like make a route climbable and nice for other people.
Depending on the route, right? I mean, if it's
Yeah.
super steep or if there's loads of loose rock or stuff to clean off, it could take longer.
Yeah, definitely. I love it. The reward of like, okay, you arrive at a cliff that maybe nobody's seen before, and you see all those obvious lines on the wall, and you just go for it and put your bolts.
Yeah, for sure. And even like naming climbs is such fun. I don't know if you find sometimes an obvious name just occurs to you and like, oh yeah, I'm going to call it this. And then other times, even it might take you 3 days to bolt it and like 3 days to climb it. And then the hardest part is actually thinking up a name. What do I call this route? I just don't know.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, especially nowadays, I feel like it's important to like find good names, and that are, if it's going to be like a super nice route and like a classic and everything, you want a good name
You
for
need
it.
to give it a good name.
Yeah,
That's the problem. And sometimes the name that you think of just doesn't seem good enough for the route.
Totally, yeah. And nowadays, I think looking back in guidebooks and seeing some names, you're like, this is a little offensive. Like you want to be careful with the words you find and make it fit with where you are too. It's hard, you know, especially like, because you bolted it, you're literally the first one climbing it. I like to be the first climber climbing my routes. You know, it's you and your vision. So if someone else comes and like finds other beta or new holds, it's like, it's also a part of the process, and it's okay if it gets easier or harder.
Have you ever left something and gone away from it and worried that someone else will climb this route and make the first ascent while you're away?
I have, for sure.
Yeah, me too.
I actually, it happened in Peru. I bolted this gorgeous prow in the Pitumarca area, and I knew a team from like strong climbers was going and bolting and climbing there, and I was like reaching out to them. I was like, hey, sorry guys, do you mind not trying this route? Or actually not sanding it at least.
Now, Charlotte, everybody who equips new routes has some like funny or crazy tale about something that went a little bit wrong, or like, can you think of a bit of an epic that you've had at some point?
Damn, yeah, I think the worst, also in Peru, but another valley where we bolted a multi-pitch. And I think I was pitch 3 up. But it was on that wall that was 300 meter high, but the base of it was at 4,500 meters.
Okay.
So pretty high. So you want to go slow, take your
Yeah.
time. It's just adds up. It's just even harder. And on the first day, I kind of went a little too fast, and I puked in the middle of the wall.
No.
So I just went down and came back the day after, and I was just brushing my puke from the wall.
Oh no.
That was like, yeah.
I've cleaned some Lycanov holds before in vegetation, but never that.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I mean, it's a whole side of climbing that a lot of people really don't know much about, but I think a lot of people are interested and really appreciate the work that goes on with equipping. I mean, from elite athletes such as yourself, but also from, you know, maintenance teams in local areas who do a lot of good work to keep the cliffs in good shape.
Yeah. I think one of the hard thing too is like the kind of pressure you have, because you have such a responsibility bolting. You have to make it safe in so many ways, not only putting the bolts in the wall, but also like cleaning it so like no big rocks or flakes or anything falls or whatnot. So there is a good mental aspect to it too.
So I was wondering, Charlotte, what's your vision for the future of climbing as far as the development of new sport climbs is concerned? Because I know that it's popular for some people to say, the best cliffs have all been developed now. Maybe there'll be some more lines, but not so good. And I also do see, I think, a lot of younger athletes not so much thinking about opening routes. Maybe they're more focused on repeats, competitions, and so on. How's it going to go?
Well, I'm hoping there will be just more cliffs being developed, and people will be more curious to just try and go other places. you know, if they go to France, maybe not go to Seuze and Fontainebleau, like try other cliffs. There are so many cliffs in the south of France, so many cliffs in Greece. You don't only have to go to Kalymnos.
Yeah.
And I think that's valid for everywhere. I moved to Salt Lake City 3 years ago, and there's so much rock to be developed, and so little cliffs that are actually climbed at. So I think if we can normalize just going to smaller areas, that would help a lot, just for the future of our cliffs.
Okay, let's finish with a big Yamas.
Yamas, thank you, Neil.
Thanks, Charlotte. Okay, so now we're going to see a video from Romain Jondet on how to place a bolt.
Ce qu'on va faire, c'est qu'on va mettre un point sur du rocher, on va mettre un goujon de 12. Donc la première étape, c'est de savoir où est-ce qu'on va le mettre. Et pour ceci, on va devoir sonder le rocher pour être sûr qu'il n'y ait pas de problématique de fragilité. Donc pour sonder, je vais utiliser un marteau et je vais d'abord taper un petit peu pour avoir une information qui va revenir par rapport au son. Comme ceci. Voilà. Si ça sonne plein, c'est bon. Si ça sonne creux, c'est pas bon. Voilà, là c'est creux, c'est pas bon. Là c'est plein. Voilà. Autre chose qui est très important, c'est qu'en fait, cette partie, elle doit être plane pour accueillir la plaquette, pour qu'il n'y ait pas de porte-à-faux par rapport à la plaquette. Troisième contrainte, quand je vais grimper, je vais mettre une dégaine sur cette plaquette et il ne faut pas qu'il y ait de contrainte physique sur la dégaine. Il ne faut pas qu'il y ait de partie où en fait je vais avoir un angle. En gros, voilà, si on met un point ici, on aurait un porte-à-faux sur le mousqueton, ce qui poserait problème. Donc là, c'est à peu près correct, c'est parfait. Une dernière chose qui est importante, c'est qu'effectivement, on fasse attention à ce que l'endroit où on va mettre le point, ça ne soit pas sur un ensemble beaucoup plus gros qu'on n'aurait pas forcément vu, une grosse écaille ou un bloc qui pourrait se détacher. Là, en l'occurrence, tout est plein, donc voilà, tout est parfait. Donc là, maintenant, on va pouvoir passer au perçage. Donc on va percer avec la mèche qui correspond au diamètre du goujon, c'est-à-dire que j'ai un goujon de 12 mm de diamètre, donc je vais utiliser une mèche qui correspond de 12. Voilà. Au niveau de la longueur de perçage, ce qui est très important, c'est de percer un petit peu plus profondément que la longueur totale du goujon. Donc, plusieurs choses importantes. Soit je mets un petit bout de scotch qui va correspondre en fait qui va me faire une marque repère. Voilà, quand je vais percer, je saurai que je vais percer assez profondément. Et puis, je peux aussi comparer mon goujon. Voilà, je regarde, j'ai bien la bonne longueur, sachant que les mèches sont toutes différentes et il y a plusieurs tailles de goujon aussi. Donc en fait, pourquoi on perce la bonne longueur? On perce la bonne longueur déjà pour pouvoir mettre le goujon complètement. Donc c'est très important de percer suffisamment profondément pour pouvoir expanser correctement le goujon. Si je ne perce pas assez, je ne pourrai pas l'enfoncer complètement et je ne pourrai pas l'expanser complètement. Et ensuite l'angle. Alors l'angle de perçage, en fait, ça va être perpendiculaire aux deux plans. De manière horizontale, comme ceci, et de manière verticale. Et tout ça, toujours pour la même chose, pour ne pas avoir de porte-à-faux. Si je perce avec un angle, dans un sens ou dans un autre, quand je vais mettre la plaquette, je vais avoir un porte-à-faux qui m'empêchera de la poser correctement et qui ne donnera pas les résultats attendus. Voilà, donc je vérifie bien en fait que je suis bien au niveau, comme ceci et comme cela. Et là, je peux commencer à percer. Alors quand je perce, je fais aussi attention à ce que je vais ressentir au niveau du rocher, sachant que là j'ai quand même pas mal de résistance, c'est un rocher très dur, mais je peux avoir des poches d'air, donc carrément des bulles ou des zones de rocher un peu plus souples, donc un peu plus meubles, voire pourris. Donc je fais bien attention à ce que je vais ressentir au perçage. Voilà, si j'ai vraiment une grosse bulle d'air ou pas, il faudra peut-être que je change d'endroit pour mettre mon point. Je vais débourrer un peu. Voilà. Et ensuite on va nettoyer le trou. Donc nettoyer le trou, en fait on va prendre soit à la main, comme ça, soit avec un petit tube qu'on insère dedans et on souffle. De façon à bien libérer, à ce qu'il n'y ait pas de poussière à l'intérieur qui pourrait s'accumuler au fond du trou. et réduire la distance. Réduire la profondeur du trou en fait. Voilà, donc je prends maintenant mon goujon que je peux positionner sur le trou. Je l'enfonce un petit peu. L'important c'est que je vais laisser juste la tête de frappe dépasser pour l'enfoncer de façon à ne pas abîmer le filetage. Si je fais ça, je risque d'abîmer le filetage et je ne pourrai plus l'expanser ensuite. Donc là, je vais dévisser et je laisse la tête de frappe seulement. Voilà. Je prends mon marteau et là, je l'enfonce. Voilà, quand j'arrive au bout, ce qui est important, c'est que je redévisse un peu de façon à vraiment gagner toute la longueur de tige, juste à la fin. Si je fais pas ça, je vais devoir le redévisser et l'enfoncer encore plus. Voilà, je le positionne de façon à ce que quand je positionne la dégaine, ça soit vraiment dans le bon sens. Donc là, il manque un petit peu d'angle, de manière verticale. Voilà, comme ça, quand je mets ma dégaine, elle est bien positionnée. Donc voilà, donc la plaquette, elle doit être positionnée comme ceci. Parce que si elle est positionnée différemment, en fait, en cas de chute, le mousqueton va sûrement l'actionner vers le bas et il y a un risque de dévissage. Voilà, donc la plaquette peut se dévisser, donc c'est très important de la mettre dans le sens du travail en fait, du mousqueton et de la plaquette, voilà. Et ça se mousquetonne comme ça. Donc ensuite, pour expanser le point, je vais utiliser une clé qui a une taille qui est adaptée, donc j'ai pas besoin d'avoir une immense clé, hein. Ça s'expanse naturellement facilement. Avec l'œilleton, c'est plus évident. Voilà. Et là, je vais tout simplement sentir que mon point s'expanse. Alors, ce qui se passe à l'intérieur, c'est qu'il y a une petite bague qui reste en place. Et quand je vais visser le goujon, la tige, en fait, expanse la bague en ressortant légèrement. Voilà. Donc, je dois sentir une résistance qui ne doit pas être monstrueuse, mais quand même un minimum. Voilà. Et la taille de la clé est toujours adaptée au serrage d'une main. Ça ne sert à rien de serrer à deux mains. Voilà, et quand je sens une résistance évidente, c'est que mon point est expansé. Donc une fois que ma plaquette est mise, hein, visuellement elle est donc dans l'axe, elle ne bouge pas, hein, donc je peux regarder mais elle ne bouge pas a priori. Et puis la tige ne doit pas trop ressortir. Si elle ressort trop, c'est qu'en fait il y a eu une zone de rocher trop tendre ou une bulle. Et donc c'est compliqué pour s'assurer que vraiment la plaquette est solide. Et surtout ensuite il peut y avoir des porte-à-faux avec la dégaine qui va pouvoir se mettre en porte-à-faux et se prendre dans cette tige qui dépasserait. La dégaine est parfaitement positionnée et on voit bien qu'il n'y a pas de partie qui vient appuyer sur le doigt et qui pourrait l'ouvrir en cas de chute ou de mouvement du grimpeur. Et bien en tout cas voilà, on va pouvoir passer au suivant. Sta pronto?
So I'm here with Leah and Eliana, who are local people who are heavily involved in the Manicure Association. I'm really keen to find out more about what they've been up to. I mean, really starting with you, Leah, like, could you tell me how are you involved with the association? What's been your role?
Okay, as you said, we are local people. This area has many potential in many things, climbing, cycling, hiking, and we decided, all of us, that look, we need to do something. We need to work all together as volunteers, all of us, so as to have a chance for this region and for this area to be developed.
For me, honestly, it's like every day is like waking up in a dream, you know. It's something that okay, it started for me really sweet through a company of friends, just sitting down in a cafeteria. Okay, we were climbing a bit, hiking around, you know, going around with the bikes, normal, but never thought like that this thing would go to such an extent.
You know, this area, is full of old people.
Older.
Those young people, as Eliana explained,
Yes.
okay, if you can't find a job, you go, you study, you finish your studies, and then why to come back if you haven't something to do?
Old people sit here, okay, they see the rocks, but they cannot see the potential of it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And really that's the perfect point to discuss Petzl's involvement, because Petzl clearly did see the potential of this area for climbing. I mean, would you say that was a turning point, and did momentum start to develop once Petzl got involved?
When I heard that Petzl was going to help us, I was like, really? I was, you know, it was something that obviously like turn around everything.
Yeah.
I know Petzl is not gonna be here forever, but this is definitely a trigger point that it's going to help us maintain an actual development. So
yeah.
And also this has been a relatively long process. I mean, at least 2 years Petzl have been in working actively with the association. And of course it runs up to the rock trip. And then beyond, I mean, a longer term view is being taken here, isn't it? It's not just about running one event.
No, for sure, no. The point is a sustainable development. For sure, keeping the balance, it's something that we really want, keeping a balance between development, but also environment protection,
yes,
to protect the lifestyle of all the local people. We do not really want to disturb the lifestyle of people around, of local people. We want development, but keeping a balance between development and a normal life.
So it's starting already then.
Yeah, definitely it has started long time now, I believe, and I just think we can continue it. I'm sure about that.
And it is a process, isn't it? Yeah. And so how do you see things? How do you see the future? I mean, how do you see Manicure in, say, 5 years' time, and then in 10 years' time?
With people with more energy, you know, with people with more like willingness to cherish the day, you know, to wake up and go climb that mountain instead of really sweeping their yard, you know. Let's find a meaning in the day of being in such a paradise that we really like walk on the street and we look here down or up there, but we don't see around us. And this is something that makes us love our area more. Well, I believe this needs a little bit of time, so people like really decide to come back and like grow their family here. But I really believe that like the beginning is kind of a half of everything. So I'm very hopeful. Yeah.
So we also have with us Manu Moro, who's been leading the project from the Petzl side. I mean, Manu, can you tell us, like, what was it about this area? I mean, how did you sort of see the potential in this region?
We have some friends who contacted us in France. So the project, it's a friends project, you know?
Yeah.
And they just show me some pictures and say, hey Manu, what do you think about this area? It looks nice and we are really good friends. One more time, friends come back every time. This project is not a Petzl project. It's come from people from the area say, okay, we want to create something here. Can you help us?
Yeah.
People welcome us so friendly and say, and we see the passion in they are not climbers. They are people who want to create something for the area, for the environment, protect this place from anything, to keep it in the proper way. There are plenty of things to manage here, not only climbing. And finally, we find a reason to say, okay, maybe the Petzl rock trip is not only about climbing. It's a bit something more important, and we can really help people create something. Finally, climbing is a tool. And this is exactly what was exciting in the project.
Well, thanks so much for sharing that, Manu, and also to you, Eliana and Leah. It's been really interesting to sort of hear the backstory behind what's been going on here. And yeah, we're going to look forward to seeing how it all rolls out.
Τώρα τα περισσότερα παιδιά έχουν φύγει από το χωριό γιατί δεν έβρισκαν δουλειές εκεί, σπούδασαν, έχουν γίνει πάρα πολλοί επιστήμονες, γιατροί, μηχανικοί, δικηγόροι και με αποτέλεσμα έχουν οι παλιοί οι άνθρωποι πέθαναν και έχουν μείνει τα σπίτια, τα μισά τουλάχιστον, ακατοίκητα. Δεν μένει κανένας.
Έχει μόνο δηλαδή εισόδημα από αγροτικές ασχολίες. Οι περισσότεροι από τα χωριά που φύγανε έφυγαν γι' αυτό ακριβώς το λόγο, για να βρουν κάπου αλλού δουλειά. Και πήγαν στη Χαλκίδα ή στην Αθήνα διαφορετικά. Όχι μόνο το χωριό μας, αλλά γενικά όλη η ευρύτερη περιοχή του Δήμου και εμείς.
Καλύτερα. Και θα μας άρεσε να γίνει κάτι εδώ στο χωριό που να έρθουν νέοι άνθρωποι και να μείνουν εδώ πέρα.
Η περιοχή χρειάζεται την αναρρίχηση. Χρειάζεται να αναδείξουμε, την αναρρίχηση.
Είναι σαν ένας φίλος μου Γερμανός μου λέει «Ζει στον παράδεισο», μου λέει, και δεν το ξέρεις.
We have a paradise here, so if the people realize that there is a potential in tourism, in other kinds of tourism, then I think that the people would decide to stay instead of leaving.
Alors on est sur la place du village de Manikia, qui est un tout petit village de Grèce sur l'île d'Evia, qui est un village qui est très haut perché où il y a une toute petite communauté villageoise. Ils ont toujours eu ces falaises autour d'eux, mais jamais ils se sont imaginés qu'on pouvait en faire quelque chose. Puis ils nous ont vus arriver, commencer à grimper, etc., à équiper. Petit à petit, on est devenus des amis de la famille. Quelque chose d'essentiel, on a toujours voulu que les gens au niveau local prennent en main le développement de l'escalade. Et donc s'est formée une association avec une petite dizaine de chevilles ouvrières de l'association et progressivement des gens qui adhèrent au projet. Ce n'étaient pas des grimpeurs à la base, mais on leur a dit qu'il faut faire un topo des falaises parce que c'est ce qui permet de financer, il faut faire la signalétique, avoir une équipe de secours, etc. Donc on leur apporte tout ce qu'on sait. Progressivement, ils sont autonomes et on intervient de moins en moins. Et l'objectif, c'est qu'en 2023, ils soient complètement autonomes dans tous les compartiments de la gestion de ce projet.
Όσον αφορά με την αναρρίχηση, είναι ένα καινούριο πράγμα εδώ στο χωριό. Ο κόσμος ακόμα δεν το έχει πιστέψει, δεν το έχει συνειδητοποιήσει τι μπορεί να γίνει.
Έχει πολλές εναλλακτικές. Μπορεί ταυτόχρονα να συνδυάσει τη θάλασσα και το βουνό. Το πρωί να είναι στο βουνό, μέσα στα έλατα το σκιόνι και το μεσημέρι στην θάλασσα. Απλά θέλει λίγο βοήθεια από όλους μας για να μπορούμε να το αναδείξουμε.
Υπάρχει θέληση, υπάρχουν νέοι άνθρωποι.
Και απλά το σύλλογο, όλοι οι κατοίκοι του χωριού βοηθάνε, ξέρω εγώ, για να το προχωρήσουμε, για να πετύχουμε αυτό που θέλουμε.
Να πετύχει, να αναδειχθεί η περιοχή, να υπάρξει κίνηση.
Πιστεύω ότι σε 3-5 χρόνια θα έχει αλλάξει το χωριό όσον αφορά τα κτίρια, να φτιάξουν τα σπίτια που είναι παρατημένα, να φτιαχτούν για κάποια εστιατόρια, σιγά σιγά νέοι άνθρωποι, γιατί το 90% του κόσμου στο χωριό είναι συνταξιούχοι. Σιγά σιγά πιστεύω ότι θα έρθουν νέοι άνθρωποι να επενδύσουν πάνω σε αυτό το project της αναρρίχησης. Είμαι θετικός, εγώ είμαι θετικός.
Climbers are coming from all over the world here, but the locals also need to keep their identity.